Hello, I am Jason Phelps, a former 21 Jump Street extra. I intend to discuss strategies for ideal roster composition in MFL10 draft-only fantasy football leagues. MFL10s require a $10 buy-in to compete amongst 12 teams for a $100 prize. Marginal advantages can result in an attainable positive ROI as high as 50% over time. Rosters are constructed via a snaking 22-round draft in which teams choose from a pool of professional National Football League players. A team's manager must make choices regarding what position to target each round of the draft and how many players from each position to select. The final roster will contain 22 players representing the 6 position groups: quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, place kickers, and defenses. The question is, how many of each position should be drafted, and when should you target each position during the draft? Based on data gathered from 2013 and 2014, 35 variables were considered. Using a PCA scree plot and results from a multiple regression model, I decided to focus on 22 data features. The features that explained the most variation in the data include where a team selected its first kicker and defense, and how many each of wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks were rostered. The regression model showed targeting the best available player and the number of defenses, running backs, kickers, and defenses rostered to have the highest influence on total team points. The influence of the number of tight ends, where to target a second tight end, where to target a first wide receiver, and where to target a fourth running back were all insignificant. Roster composition strategies can be gleaned from the influential features. Feature 19 can be shown to closely relate to the total differential of ADP versus actual pick, which represents the level of player value the team got throughout the draft. The expected total team points goes down as total difference between the average draft position and the actual player selection goes up. In other words, when choosing between two relatively similar players, go with the one with a higher ADP. Feature 4 represents the total number of running backs rostered. The peak expected team performance arises when roughly 5 running backs are taken. Feature 5 represents the total number of quarterbacks rostered. It is ideal to select 2 to 3. Features 11 and 12 represent the number of kickers and number of defenses rostered, respectively. The ideal number to be rostered for each is 3. Now go get that money.